what is the definition of noun that we need to understand first. A noun is a naming word. It means everything and anything you see around the world that has a name, and whatever has a name, that name is obviously a word, and that word is again a noun. So any word which is a name is noun. So a noun is obviously basically becomes the subject in a sentence, because whatever the subject is there in a sentence, it's basically a name of a person, place, animal or thing. So obviously this all are name and it's a noun. So in short, if I have to say, a noun is a name of a person, place, animal or thing. In thing, obviously everything comes, all non-living objects. Then person, in person everything comes, all human beings, animals, anything. Then after that it comes places. So in places, obviously state, country, particular room, kitchen, anything it can come. And after that is your name, animal, person, place, animal or thing. So a noun is a name of a person, place, animal or thing. Now I'll teach you today not only noun, I'll also teach you what are the kinds of nouns are there. So 7 kinds of noun are generally there. Proper noun is the first one. Proper noun is the specific name. That means if I suppose I'm a man, you can say. So obviously, but I have a name. What is the name I have? My name is Rajveer. So Rajveer is a specific name of a man. So Rajveer is proper noun. Now suppose if I'm saying in which state do you live in? So obviously when I'm asking you state, so that state has a name. Suppose I live in West Bengal. So West Bengal is a specific name of a state. So this is again a proper noun because it's a specific name. In which country do you live in? I live in India. So India is again a specific name of a country. So India is a proper noun. So I hope you have understood what is proper noun. Next, let's go to common noun. So common noun is nothing but words for people, animal or things, like which is common in all. Like suppose scientist. So a scientist can be a girl and a boy, a man or a woman, right? So obviously in both the cases we have to use the word scientist only. Same thing like doctor. Then student, a student can be a female and a male, both. So I'm using it for both sense. So that's why it's common, because it's common in both the genders also. So that's why the names which are common for people or for things or for animal, those are actually common noun. I've written few more words: scientist, politician, singer. These are examples. So male can be also, I'll call a male also a singer, a female also a singer. So singer is a common for both of them. Then again politician, a lady can also be a politician, a man can be also a politician. So politician is for both of them. Basically professions, definitely. So common noun are those which are common in both the genders or common for every people, every class of people and things or animals. I hope you have understood what is common noun. Now let's go to the third one, abstract noun. It is actually for ideas and feelings. Means any name for any ideas or feelings are actually abstract noun. And also something which you cannot, any things which you cannot touch. Like for example, anger. Anger we cannot touch. And it's a name. It's a word for of feeling, right? So anger, truth. These are all abstract noun. I'll give you more example. Kindness, abstract noun. So you can see I have also mentioned out here also few things. No, I haven't mentioned here, but I'm telling you the examples like kindness. Then I told you bravery. Then anger, truth. These all are abstract noun because these are the words used for the feelings, or you can say these are the words which you cannot touch, which we can only feel. That's why we are calling its words for feelings are actually abstract noun. I hope I have made you understood. Number 4, concrete noun. Concrete noun are actually words for things that you can touch. Means generally there are things in the world which you can touch. Those are concrete nouns. For example, tree, plant, chair. These are concrete nouns because these are things and we can touch. So concrete nouns, very easy to understand. Number 5, collective noun. So what is collective noun? Collective noun are words for group of people, animal or thing. Words for group of people means when you talk about, when you speak a word and that word, when you speak a word and that word actually defines, you can say, a group of people or things or animals, those are collective noun, which shows collections in short. Like for example, if I have to tell you, then army, a lot of soldiers together we call army. Then committee, a lot of members together when comes and forms a committee. So committee is a word, but it shows a collection of something. So obviously collection of members, then club, collection of members, then classroom, collection of students. So these are all collective nouns because these words shows collection of something, means group of something. Like crowd means a group of people. So obviously it sounds a word, but it shows a lot of collection under it. Like crowd is a group of people, so crowd is again a collective noun. Hope you have understood with my examples. The next one is material noun, number 6. Material noun, obviously from the word itself you can understand the material or the substance from which we can make things are actually material nouns. For example, gold, for example, rubber, we make tires from rubber. Wood, we make furnitures from wood. So wood, gold, rubber, these are material nouns because from these things we can actually make another thing. So these are materials, or you can say substance, which from which we can make another things. So I hope I have made you understood the material also. The last one is compound. Compound noun is very easy to understand. When two or more words joins together, we join together to form one single word, that is compound noun. Like for example, dish plus washer. So dishwasher, when I'm joining together these two words, it becomes dishwasher. So it simply means the person who comes at your home or at your office to wash your dishes. And after that also, if I have to say, then classroom. So class plus room. So class is another word, room is another word. So when I'm joining together, it's become classroom, where student comes and study. So this kind of word where you're joining two words to form one noun, to form one name of something, that is a compound noun. Hope you have understood this compound noun also as well. All these 7 kinds of noun are there. If you understand this, you can identify easily. Now see around your where you are and see everything what is there nearby you. Like nearby me, there is a wardrobe, there is a television set, there is a whiteboard, there is a standee, there is a fan, there is a AC. So all this comes under a category of these kinds of noun. Now you have to identify that. This is your task. So if you can do this task for few days, you will easily understand what is noun. And you will also not only understand, you will also identify which kind of noun. So this is how you learn. This is my technique. This is my tactics of learning. I have always did like this only. It is easiest way to learn something. Instead of doing a lot of exercises on grammar books or something like that, this is one of the easiest exercises. See around yourself, check out what are the things are there, name those things and see and try to get the reasons that under which kinds of noun it can fall. I hope I have made it clear. Now these all nouns can be a number. Like suppose I said man can be a number. Like obviously if one man is there, so I will definitely call it a man. But if it is more than one man, then what will you call that? Men, right? If it is boy, what do you call the more than one boy? Boys. So that means there is a singular, there is a plural, and this singular plural comes under countable noun. Means there are two kinds of you can say again noun in terms of number, that is countable noun, uncountable noun. Countable noun, under countable noun, these two categories comes singular and plural. What is countable noun? Countable noun means something which you can count. Any noun which you can count, means any name which you can count. You name anything, chair, table, fan. So when there is more than one fan, that becomes fans. So obviously it is plural, fans is plural, fan is singular, but it is what? Countable. Why countable? Because you can count. So the things which you can count, even if it is singular or plural, that's called countable noun. What is uncountable noun? The things which you cannot count at all, or it's difficult to count, like tea, I'm talking about tea, then sugar, right? Here, very difficult to count. So things which you find it difficult to count, or it's next to impossible to count, that's called uncountable noun. So in number, there are two numbers are there. What is countable noun, what is uncountable noun? In countable noun, again there is a singular, there is a plural. Now how you can form from singular to plural, I have given few examples. These are the forms. You can get more in internet also, in Google also. You can also get from grammar books, but I have given few of the examples. Like if it is a man, then it changes to plural with the help of you have to remove a and you have to put e, then you have to make it men. Same thing if it is a toy. So what is the plural of toy? Toys. So you have to add s at the end of the word. So this is the way you form from singular to plural any noun. And one more is that mango. So when it comes to mango, you have to add es. So mango to mangoes, then only it will become plural. Then when it's family, it will this y will be removed in plural and it will be families. F-A-M-I-L-I-E-S, families. So y will be removed from the end of family and IES will be added. So sometimes you have to add IES, sometimes you have to add ES, sometimes you have to add a only S, sometimes you have to add E in between, and then you have to make plural from singulars. So another one is there is leaf, L-E-A-F, leaf. Leaf to leaves, F is removed, V-E-S. So these are the way we form plural nouns from singular noun. So will get more. There are lakhs of items, crores of items are like this on the net. You can understand that, and this will not, you don't have to mug up. This is it is a common sense. So whenever you get something like, suppose if I'm saying family, right, y was there at the end of it. So if I'm saying duty, so in duty also y is there at the end, obviously IES will be added. So this is a common sense. Duties, it will be duties. So like say if I have to say potato, from mango to potato, so again O is there at the end of it. So if I remember whenever there is a O at the end of a word, I have to add ES to make it plural. That's it. This is how you need to learn. You have to smart. Okay, education is all about smartness. You don't have to work hard. I have never worked hard while educating while I was in school or in college. I used to work smart. That's it. You can study 2 hours, 3 hours in a day, and you can excel. Also, again, you can study 9 hours, 10 hours a day, and sometimes you don't excel, because it's all about smartness, how smartly you're studying. So that is very, very important. So this is how you can study. Then after this, Gender. Now a noun also divided into genders, like the numbers I told you. In the same way, it can be divided into genders, obviously. So when I am saying man, it is which gender? When I'm saying woman, which gender? When I'm saying girl, which gender? So to identify this, we have to understand what is gender in noun. In gender, we have 4 gender generally: masculine gender, feminine gender, and neuter and common gender. So what is masculine gender? It is very easy to understand. Masculine genders are for all males. Males in terms of, in the species of person or an animals. Whether it's animal, whether it's a person. If it is a male, it is masculine gender. If it is a female, whether it's in a person or in animal, it's a feminine gender. Now, there are also things in the world which doesn't have any female or male identification, like non-living objects. Those are neuter genders. They fall under the category of neuter genders. Like for example, chair, table, fan, AC. These all falls under the category of neuter genders because this does not have any male or female identification. But let me tell you, when you learn Spanish or other languages like German and all, it's a bit different from English, because I've also learned Spanish, so I know this, that in Spanish also it happens that these words which are non-living objects sometimes mostly takes the form of male or female, that you have to mug up. Over there you have to mug up. There is nothing called any theory from which you can understand that. It simply comes up while practicing it. But here at least you have a theory. All non-living objects, neuter gender; all males, masculine gender; all females, feminine gender. And common genders are what? Like which is applicable for male and female both. Those are common genders generally, like doctors, engineers. These words are common genders because these words, when you use it for male also, female also, the same thing. You don't add any prefix or suffix after the word or before the word. So these words again are common genders because these are used for both. So I hope I have made you understood about this chapter noun very well. Okay, this much is required actually to speak English, honestly speaking. This much is generally required. But there is again a little advanced studies also there, which is noun phrase. Generally it is not required for communicative English, but still I'll teach you little bit about it in a short format so that you can have an idea about it. Noun phrase. So what is noun phrase? Longer group of words, like the way I taught you right now, compound nouns. So compound nouns, in compound nouns what happen? When we add 2 or more words and make one word, that is called compound noun. In the same way, when we add more than 2-3 words and we make one single noun, that is called noun phrase. I have written over here, longer group of words is actually noun phrase. Like for example also I have given, there is a lot of food in the fridge. So when I am saying there is a lot of food in the fridge, a lot of food is actually a noun phrase. A lot of food, it's actually a noun phrase. So difference between compound and noun phrase: compound is obviously consists of 2 or 3 words maximum, and in the noun phrase it is more than 3 or more than 3 words are there generally to form a noun phrase. Hope I have made you understood what is noun phrase. But there are certain situations are there where again this noun phrase comes, and in which way, very important, please note it down if you think it's important, because it might happen that in the first time you might not keep in your head properly this one, or you remember this. So it's better you note it down if you want to. You are wearing a dirty t-shirt. So dirty t-shirt is again a noun phrase. Sometimes noun phrase used before name. Sometimes noun phrase used before name. Like for example, my sister Rose will come tomorrow. My sister Rose will come tomorrow. So my sister is a noun phrase. So before the name, a proper noun, when you put a noun phrase, then also when you put words which are actually for that particular noun, that is also a noun phrase. So sometimes noun phrase used before name. My sister Rose will come tomorrow. Here my sister is a noun phrase in this situation. Just remember this. This is an advanced study actually, guys. I'm again telling you, it's an advanced study, but still I'm telling you, it's nothing to do with the communicative English. Yes, obviously it is good to always have knowledge about it, but still this is, you should know that. Again, there is another situation. Name is added after a noun phrase. Means there are also situations where noun phrase comes after a noun phrase. There is a name comes. Like suppose I love my new car. My new car is a noun phrase. I love my new car. My new car is a noun phrase. And after that, comma, Honda City. I love my new car, comma, Honda City. So Honda City is not a noun phrase. I love my new car. My new car is a noun phrase. And after noun phrase, also a name comes. So that is what is saying in this situation. Name is added after a noun phrase. So this noun phrase, after that Honda City is added. One more situation, the last situation is there. That is add noun phrase as an explanation after a name. Suppose if I'm saying Steve, or let's talk about Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, our captain. Virat Kohli, our captain, is a good player or is a good cricketer. So here after our captain is noun phrase, and this noun phrase, before this noun phrase the name is coming, Steve. So this is all about noun, guys. So I hope you have understood this noun very well.